Where's the power right here? It's the money. Good. That's the way you do it. All right. So everyone complaining about that is kind of weird. But she's going to have a lot of bills. She's good if she is in
2000. She alleges that the incident took place in 2001, but you are saying that it is alleged in the complaint that was filed that she learned about it in 2022. And then the question is, how did she learn about it? We have no comment in response to that question.
Gloria, has Diddy reached out to your client?
Excuse me?
Has Diddy reached out to your client?
Question is, has Diddy reached out to her? We will not comment on that either.
Gloria, I know this is very difficult for your clients, but would you be able to share a little bit of her background? Where did she come from, or what did she do? Can you give us some details about your client, please?
No, I can't provide further details about where she came from or what she does.
Gloria, to your knowledge, has any law enforcement agency reviewed this video for possible criminal charges?
So is the question, has any criminal law enforcement, has any law enforcement agency
Viewed the video for possible criminal charges?
viewed the video? I'm not able to answer that question.
Your client says that she was threatened after this alleged attack. Can you elaborate on those threats?
Question is, can I elaborate on the allegation that she was threatened after the attacks? And no, because really I'm not able to comment on or expand upon
Okay, is it still going?
any
yeah, you're good.
Okay, people are saying that everything just went crazy.
evidence or anything that might have
I wouldn't listen to people.
Evidentiary
People have different
value
feeds. You're
at
great.
this time.
Look great.
I don't
Or
understand.
there's an allegation in the lawsuit that the video was made available for sale. Can you elaborate on that? And was Mr. Combs related
There's an
to it?
allegation that the video was made available to whom?
For sale? For purchase?
That was made available for sale.
Correct. That's new. There have been other accusers, other women who have said that they believe they were filmed and that the videos were shared, but I think this might be the first complaint allegation that the video was made available for sale somehow.
I have not compared what we have alleged in the lawsuit to what others have previously alleged in their lawsuits. So I can't tell you whether this is the first that has alleged that this video was made available for sale or not.
Would Mr. Combs be involved in that alleged sale?
Yeah. There are no other details that we can provide
So you
in
filed,
reference to the videos.
it today, that's today, right?
Yes, the lawsuit was filed this morning. And we have a case number, which I have provided, and we will pass around and provide my statement, which includes the case number. And this is part of the first page of the complaint. So do you want to stand up and hold this? Are you okay? Want to stand up? Are you okay? And there is a redaction on what was showing you. So just to tell you.
And to your right, please.
This is the first page in part and redacted.
Thalia, to your left, please.
Pardon me?
Thalia, on your right, if you both can look this way. Thank you. And right below her.
Oh,
And one more this way, please.
and I'll leave this on the table
Thank you.
afterwards.
Gloria, there's a few networks here that are Spanish speaking, and I'm wondering if your client might be able to give a statement in Spanish, if you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I do not understand your question.
After you're done with the English section of the press conference, if your client speaks some Spanish, would she be able to give us a few words in Spanish?
You speak Spanish?
Will
No,
she
can't.
please pronounce her name on camera, just so we have the correct?
You wanna pronounce her name?
Talia Graves.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Ms. Gloria, are you in contact with the person who told your client about the video described in the lawsuit?
We cannot disclose who we're in contact with
Yep.
in order to have investigated this claim or any investigation that may ensue after this press conference.
Gloria, just.
I want to add that if any other person has any evidence that might relate to our complaint, we, of course, would be happy to speak on a confidential basis with any person who may wish to contact us and provide us whatever evidence they wish to provide, and we would thank them for it.
Your client has said that she suffered years and years of trauma, depression, anxiety, because of this alleged attack. Did she come to you after the indictment last week? I'm asking because I'm wondering if those charges.
Okay, the question is, did she come to me after the indictment last week? No.
And as a follow-up, how is your client feeling after those 3 charges were brought against Holmes, even though he denies them?
How is she feeling after
After the charges?
the criminal charges
Yes,
were filed
yes.
and that he has been arraigned? Okay. Do you want to comment? No, we're not having her comment, I'm sorry. I would say overall, it's been a very stressful and anxiety-producing experience, and she's lived with all of it for many years. And, is reliving it now. I think she did comment on how she felt about the criminal charges at the end of her statement, and I'm not going to ask her to answer any other questions, with all due respect. It's a fair question, but she's just not going to be answering questions today.
Gloria, can you tell us how your client came to meet Diddy? How she got
How can I tell you how my client
met Diddy?
Oh my
met
God.
Diddy? I am not going to expand on those details at this press conference, but, any member of the public or press, is of course permitted to see whatever is in the complaint that has been filed in the Southern District of New York.
Gloria, has your client been in contact with any other victims?
Has my client been in contact with any other victims,
Allegedly.
or alleged victims? I'm unable to comment on anyone with whom she has been in contact or who has contacted her, because those would be private conversations. So we will maintain the privacy of those conversations. But one thing I don't know, if whomever contacted her wanted their conversation to be confidential, so I can't comment on that. Thank you for the question.
Gloria,
Anything else?
yes, Gloria, this tape, was it secretly made or was your client aware that she was being taped during the alleged assault and now has found out that the tape is out there? Or did she never even know that she was being taped during the alleged assault?
I can't comment on the degree of consciousness or lack of consciousness or awareness of Thalia during the alleged rape and during the alleged video taping of the rape. I can say that she would never have consented to the videotaping and did not consent and did not authorize the videotaping in the same way that she alleges that she would never have consented to be victimized in the way that she alleges that she was. And I think you could see today how upsetting it was for Thalia to have to learn and experience what she alleges that she did learn and experience from that horrific time.
Talia, I'm so sorry, Gloria, are you representing any other women that may also be suing? the
Am I
same
representing any other women
defendant Other than her? That are
in
suing
reference
specifically
to,
him? Yeah. That are
or
suing
men,
specifically?
or men, in reference to
Diddy?
Diddy? Yes.
So there's other claims, there are other victims.
This is-
victims.
The first lawsuit that we have filed. And in answer to a question which you have not yet asked, but probably will, am I going to file other lawsuits?
Oh, wow. Okay,
I just don't have any comment on that at this time.
possibly.
Any other questions? I think
So I
That will conclude.
I didn't hear you when I asked if she would be able to comment in Spanish, if she speaks in Spanish.
no. The answer is no. She is not going to be doing any interviews in English, Spanish, or any other language.
But does she speak Spanish?
But thank you for asking.
Does she speak Spanish?
I don't know. Any other questions?
I just have one last question, Gloria.
Okay.
As far as the video goes.
One last question,
One
go
last
ahead.
question. As far as the video goes, do you know, or does your client know if there has been more than one copy or multiple people have a version of the video?
I'm not able to comment on whether we know if there is more than one copy of the video. If there is any witness who wishes to contact me confidentially to tell me that they know that someone else has a copy or that they have seen it or been told that someone else saw it online, we would be happy to speak to that person. Is there, I think that's all
Gloria,
the
just one more
questions.
question. Just for our reporting purposes, is she a New York native?
Is she a New York
Native?
native? I can't tell you at this time if she is a New York native. she does not reside in New York at this time. Okay, thank you so much for coming, and we're gonna hand out copies of our statements.
Right. Well,
Just so y'all know, the video lagging was on the press conference's end. I was monitoring on 3 different occasions, and the reason we look stuck is because we're staring in disbelief of this monstrous situation, and so we're not really reacting. We're just in shock most of the time. So it looks like we're paused too, but we're not. Video feed's perfect. I'm actually surprised the video feed wasn't a little better.
Mhm.
Here, such an important press conference. The quality is very bad on their end, unfortunately. For such a big event, or whatever you want to call it. But there you go with that. Thank you everyone for watching. Let us know we're still going to be talking and having opinions about this and getting more into it. Let us know what you all think in the comments. Also, let us know what city, country, or state you are watching from, and press that 1 if you are brand new to Popcorn Planet. Thank you. That's what you're watching right now is Popcorn Planet.
and it's willing to write your client a nice fat check for all of her trauma of violently hurting her, according to court documents of his arrest. So, been accused of violently R-ing it. To begin, a really, really tough 55 in the chat for me, if possible.
108.55.
Yes.
You got it.
Okay. All right. Intro again. My apologies, everyone. Live. It's fun. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Kim here with Lewis from Nerd Report, and we are going to be going over the new lawsuit that has been filed today against Sean Diddy Combs, and it is a really, really tough one to go over, and we're going to do our best to summarize it a bit for you, show you some of the press conference details, and we will be having to use some trigger words. We're trying to abide by the YouTube community guidelines, and we're going to do our absolute best. So let's get into it. To begin, this would be the article censored from page 6. Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of violently R-ing a woman and filming the attack in 2001 following his arrest. So yes, another woman has filed a lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of violently hurting her. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, Thalia Graves claimed the I'll Be Missing You musician and his head of security, Joseph Sherman, lured her to the Bad Boy record studio in New York City, where they hurt her. They SA'd her. Graves, who was 25 at the time, detailed that she was dating one of Combs's employees when the music mogul asked her to meet up at his studio. And when Graves arrived at the office, Combs and Sherman allegedly cornered her, gave her a drink, likely laced with a substance that eventually caused her to briefly lose consciousness. And she woke up bound and restrained while these 2 men proceeded to viciously SA her. She has gone through extensive therapy. She has many health issues as well as mental health issues. It's a really, really nasty situation. She did not report the alleged incident out of fear of retaliation from Combs. And what kind of brought this back for her was in November of last year, she found out that they had recorded it and they had been sharing this video with other people. And I did just want to show you guys, there is a section in the lawsuit. I'm just going to make sure I get that pulled up. Let me go back here. Lewis, what are you thinking about all of this?
Man, another day in the roller coaster of P. Diddy, right? I think this is terrible, of course, and I'm glad she has good representation and stuff. And I think it sounds legit. It sounds legit. I know you have to go to court first, innocent until proven guilty, or case needs to be proven as being correct. But listen, at the end of the day, Gloria Allred, whatever you think of her, she's a famous, very famous lawyer. She's been around forever. People love her or hate her, whatever. But she mentioned there's a videotape, and that videotape's probably going to come into evidence, right? And yeah, so that videotape's going to be determining whether or not this accusation's real. And you know what? They're not going to go, in my opinion, they're not going to be going forward with false accusations and saying we have physical evidence, they got to show that. And that's going to be the damning thing. My heart goes out to her as a victim and those who do not have proper representation like Gloria Allred. She's lucky to have Gloria Allred with her, actually. But who else is involved? Because there's probably more.
Yeah. Now, the video definitely does add another layer to the complexity of this case. This is a censored portion of the lawsuit where, in this point, it basically shows that the plaintiff's former boyfriend confessed that years earlier, sometime after the incident, that Combs and Sherman, this security person, the other person who was accused, did show this video to a group of men, and then later on, that allegedly that these tapes have been sold. Brave to speak. I can't imagine how terrifying this was. How were you feeling through that?
It's an incredibly powerful message and emotional expression she projected there. And that's not consistent with my opinion of someone who's lying. That's not easy to do. I mean, I know people are going to be on the fence. It's all about money, and those are legit questions. I'm not going to complain about that. People asking questions, that's fine. Questions are cool, but that's what the court date's for. Those questions will be answered. But from what I saw here, this young lady did something really brave. There was no, I hate to say, performance here. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks legit. It looks really legit, unfortunately. And is it about the money? Well, a lot of these people that are powerful, they are powerful because of their money. Take away their money, takes away the ability to lure victims in. So yeah, hopefully it is about the money or whatever gives those monsters power. Whatever it is, you take it away from them so they have no power.
Yeah.
Good for her so far. Let's see what the trial has in store.
Yeah. And there definitely were a lot of questions that were asked at the press conference that Gloria and Ms. Graves did not answer. And there's a lot of reasons why that could be the case. It's hard to tell 100%, but with the federal investigation still ongoing into Sean Combs, I think people can make a lot of assumptions. I think we can make a lot of speculation and have a lot of opinions about it. But it definitely, when there were questions about federal involvement, they were definitely kind of pushed to the side and no comments and things of that nature. So I think it will be interesting in the weeks to come to see, and even months to come, to see what comes of this case. But it is a new one in the long list of civil lawsuits that have been filed against Sean Diddy Combs, and it's certainly not looking good for him as time goes on. One of the other things that was alluded to in this press conference, Gloria was asked if she was representing anyone else in regards to Combs, and she couldn't really give a full answer on that. She said this was the first filed lawsuit, I believe, is what she said. Am I recalling that right, Lewis? I believe that's what she said.
What I got at a lot of Gloria Allred's answers were very carefully done. And it's frustrating if you're just a casual audience member watching that. But I do understand why she did it, because anything you say can and will be held against you, especially when P. Diddy's lawyers, they're probably no slouches. They're very smart. Lawyers are smart. Okay, that's how they get their degrees and stuff in their certificate. So their job is to twist words, and everything Gloria Allred says is going to be used against her by the defendant. That being said, what I got out of it, she has other clients and that are going to come forward. I think it was pretty clear of my opinion watching the press conference once, and her answer seemed like 100%. She's representing other women in this case. I don't know how that would work. Is there a conflict of interest? You would have to ask Christopher Melcher or someone that would know about that. And luckily here on Popcorn Planet, you are subscribed, of course. We will get the experts on here.
Absolutely.
Trust me.
Absolutely. And I will say, please make sure that you are subscribed. Please make sure you hit like on this video. If you're watching on the replay, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. And thank you guys so much for choosing us today and being here with us. And we will continue to keep you posted on this case, on Diddy, and all types of pop culture justice news. That's what we do here. And thank you so much for watching. Okay, can you write 11841? And I hope that that's going to work. Hope that that is going to work. Fingers crossed. The Diddy curse is in effect, guys. I am seeing it in real time with the way things are going on this, and I
Yep.
I am concerned. I am concerned. Oh my goodness.
I also want to thank some people in the comments are complimenting both of us, and someone
Oh,
asked,
thank you.
"Who's this Lewis guy and what's his channel?" I'm Nerd Report. That's my channel. But who am I? I'm just a simple dude looking at things. I'm no better, and I think Kim's gonna have a similar comment. We're looking at this and stuff. We work hard for the channels and everything, and we're just like you in the comments. We have opinions. We have different life experiences and stuff, and I think the goal is to elevate your voice, because the CNNs, the Foxes, they're not going to elevate your voice. They're going to talk at you. We talk with you, hopefully, and we're not always right. Sometimes we are. So there we go. That's all we are. Right, it's Kim.
Yep.
Yeah.
Andy has just asked if he can come in and join us. I am gonna see
Well,
what
I don't know. I don't know if we should allow
Should
him
we
to
let
come
him?
into his own. Yeah,
Should
I
we
don't
let
know.
him?
Can we take a vote?
Yeah,
One
let's let the people
for yes and
decide.
2 for no. I don't know. I don't know, Andy. Your channel, you come in as a guest. You're asking for too much at this point, brother.
Let's do a poll. Let's let them decide. No, let me just give me 1 second. Let me get the link for him, and please give me some grace, guys, for a moment, because I will have to kind of reformat to make sure that he can come in and say stuff. Give me 1 second. Okay. We may film a second recap because things are getting weird. Things are getting weird.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that by the time we end this broadcast, there's 2 or 3 news articles out there, which we're gonna have to come back and report on.
Mhm. Okay, so I have
Um,
added him to here for a moment, so we'll see if he can pop in from the UK. And then everything else, I do just want to also make sure I go through a few other little comments here. Thank you for the record, Your Honor, for sending in the super chat. Great coverage, you guys. All of my love to you.
Thank
you. And Joy Ann, she doesn't have to prove anything. The police will have the video, so why would she lie when they have the tape? Love you guys. And that's the thing. We don't know if they have the tape at this time, but I mean, there's another comment later on. Dashka1408, thank you so much for another super chat, saying, did she herself get a hold of the tape? Like, how does she know about the existence of the tape? Sorry if it was covered and I missed it. Her boyfriend saw the tape. So that was disclosed. Shelly Fitzgerald also sent in another chat saying, as an SA survivor, thank you for you and your sensitivity. Thank you for choosing us, and I hope that we're doing okay. Yes, Lewis.
I consider Shelly a friend, and when I read this, I'm so sorry, Shelly. You're an angel. I'm sorry this happened to you, Shelly. We met in Arizona, and I know Shelly's not rich, but she's always supporting us, and she was so nice. And to take a plane and go and meet me and everybody, I was. We were doing the recap, and I read your super chat right there. I had no idea, um, and everything. And Shelly, you're an angel, and you're awesome. And I'm very privileged to know you. And everybody's gonna think like that. And fuck monsters, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Shelly. We do really appreciate
Thank you, Shelly.
Kirsten Grove said, has been a member for 33 months. My goodness, saying, hey, Popcorn family. Hope you all are. Hope you are all amazing. Thanks, Kim and Lewis, for being so amazing. Thank you so much. And then also thank you to Denise, who's been a member for 1 month, saying thank you for being respectful with the subject matter. I'm trying. I am trying. I'm trying so hard. So I have sent the link over to Andy, and we will see what's going on. I have not seen him come through yet, and I will be watching. I will be watching. My goodness, though, this is a lot. It's a lot to take in, and
Yes.
I'm trying to do my best with everything. It's hard. It's hard going over this stuff, and it is very, very emotional. And I'm really happy that we've all kind of been here together to go over it. And I know that there's people that have varying opinions and everything else, but
Yes.
for me, when I look at this case, there's only so many times people can be like, oh, they're lying when you have like, you know, the feds are here, all the civil lawsuits are here. It kind of just starts to look a little bit sus. And I am inclined to believe in his guilt. I am inclined to believe in his guilt.
Yeah.
There's just way too. You know when there's the expression like when there's smoke, there's fire.
Yes.
I feel like we're seeing the fire, but we haven't seen the extent of what has been burnt. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
it's
And the extent of it's limitless. This is not gonna stop in the hip hop community. Because remember, record labels, they own several genres. So this is gonna extend. It's a cancer, it's a virus. It's gonna go to every genre of music. Stay tuned. This is gonna be years of this. And it's very unfortunate. Welcome, Andy.
Am I on? Oh man, I'm live.
Oh, hey,
Am I
hey,
in?
hey. Okay, let me get you in here. Sorry, give me one
No,
second.
take your time. What's up, guys? Do I sound
What's up?
okay?
You sound great, bro.
Okay, let me
Uh,
I have to
what's up?
unpin. There we go.
Live from London. You can shrink your Zoom window. Yeah, if you shrink, well, or the live actual Zoom window works too. But there you go. Kim is becoming such a pro. First of all,
Yeah, she's very careful. She even made sure her boss is bigger than me. Damn, that's good.
I know. Just like Steph blew up. Now Kim's gonna blow up. Lewis, come on, it's your turn. Let's go.
I already blew up, man. I ate some French fries a little while ago. I've already blown up. What are you talking about?
But I was saying I wanted to come in because I had a minute and I wanted to thank you both because you're doing such a fantastic job. I missed all of this, but thank you for that recap. I think you did it beautifully, and I think it's fine. I was just I had some opinions. I thought I'd join since I had a few moments, and I wanted to check in with everybody. I was just reacting to that, and I'm just horrified.
Yeah.
It's horrifying, and I just wanted to thank you guys, thank everybody else, and everybody. Where's Steph? She's doing her thing.
She's also on vacation right now. She literally
on.
She put out
I think people don't realize. I mean, we didn't make it a huge announcement, but Steph like got a new man, guys, and was like, loving her life and crushing her channel, and we are so good. We are ride or die.
Yeah.
And she's on a vacation with her man,
We
and
love
it's like,
her.
and then she's like,
and she
hasn't been here for. I don't know. Anyway, all the comments. Stop asking the comments. She's doing her own things. I don't know. Can't a grown woman who does sometimes her own stuff, guys.
And honestly, if I could just say,
she is on vacation.
If I could just say, like, I'd love to have her here. She's welcome here anytime.
Yes.
I adore her.
Anytime,
We
and
text
she
all the
will.
time. Like, she's amazing. But she is on vacation right now, living her best life, and she's been getting little updates on her community tab. She's doing great.
And absolutely, she has a new man. And look, when I get a new man, I'm not coming here as much anymore. And that's what we do. All right. So,
Good
you know,
for
the
you,
new man,
Lewis.
we leave.
Good for you.
I was never her man. Despite all the rumors. So I am so ecstatic she has a man that she can go do those man things with. So
I'm
by
just
all
happy
means,
for her. She's doing. We love her. We love her. She. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
anyway,
Jules just said she announced on Twitter she's going on vacation. Exactly. She's
and also
doing great.
lesson for life. Men and women can actually work together and not be in a relationship. It happens all the time.
Believe it or not.
She's my little sister. Anyway, we are ride or die. She's my sister. I see it all the time. Stop asking. Or do some more homework. She was on the channel like 2 weeks ago, and we were on Pals together 2 weeks ago. It's like, guys, you just gotta watch. I think people are missing the content. And if you want to know where she is, go to her channel, hit subscribe.
And God damn it, I'm not on Ask About Lewis too. I don't see you guys asking about Lewis. What am I about? What am I, chopped liver? Do I need a British accent? Dang.
But
that's what it is, Lewis.
Subscribing to
you need a British accent. Start now. Start now.
Fish and chips. I don't know.
I'm hearing so many of them here, Kim. It's crazy. What a surprise! Everyone in London has a British accent. But anyway, happy to check in. I wanted to talk to you, but I wanted to sort of help to summarize what I saw with it, just my take. Because thank you, and I also before I do, everybody was watching. Thanks for supporting here. But my gosh, support these two. Nerd Report and It's Kim are two fantastic channels. You'll get additional reporting on. I plug them because I love them and because they're going to be continued coverage for you guys. When I'm not able to, they step up and do it as well. And so make sure you're supporting the whole network. And Steph, the four of us, the Quattros. Quattro? Yeah. Anyway, all that out of the way. Boom. You don't have to clip it. But put a time code just in case. If the other one gets restricted, we can always go back. What is it? 128:30, Lewis? Can you write that?
138:20?
second take in case we
That's
decide to.
128.
I think I like yours, Kim, because you handled it so well. But in case it gets limited, now we have a second.
128.30, Kim.
Yeah.
You
This is-
can
and
can
that's-
undo the edit and try again. So
All
let's see
right,
what happens.
done. Let's go. 128.30.
That's just, I think that's just and that's the difficult thing, is that I want to, there's so much about this that I just want to say and be like, this is the reality. This is what's going on. I was getting so emotional while she was speaking, while Talia was speaking about the pain and the physical side effects and everything else. And I feel like that's a part of this that people don't really talk about. And I mean, and it's so hard because you don't, like, I would love to share more information and like kind of validate what she's saying, but it's so difficult to do, and you become so vulnerable, and it's so emotional, and it's so difficult on you. Like, I will share, since I have read this lawsuit, like I have been very obviously like triggered, upset. I've been in pain. I've been struggling, and that's just, it's a part of it. And I know there's a lot of survivors in this audience that know exactly what I'm talking about. This stuff stays with you, and your heart just absolutely breaks for other people who are going through it. And I cannot imagine how terrified she has been over the last number of years, and the amount of bravery that it took for her to speak. And while there's even people just, discrediting her and saying horrible things about her, giving commentary and all this type of stuff, and that's part of it, is that you're already in so much pain. You're already going through so much. Do we really need to make this even more difficult on people? And I'm so proud of her for speaking up and going forward, because it's my heart just breaks for her. That's where I am on that one, if that makes sense.
Well said. Get ready to say it again, Kim. You ready?
What?
Here we go. Recapping. Ready? I'm going to start it because I wanted to cue that, but I don't want to interrupt you. But I wanted to make that part of it. So, Lewis, new time 1:30:33 in Telegram. Ready?
Okay, hang on.
3.
Hang on. I gotta
Oh,
recue
you're
some
gonna give me an
stuff up.
intro?
Okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm not
I'm gonna-
overloading my system.
I'm going to tease you. I'm going to tease it. Ready? And you can hit the planet. You can have that ready in the background. Even if you can play the YouTube of her speaking without the audio, it's kind of nice to see her. Might be helpful. But I have a take on this that I didn't get to see it, but I trust you guys. And when I would listen to the recap, she seems believable. But beyond that, I have another reason I think we're not really considering right now that I want to explain why I think it's even more believable.
Okay.
Which I will say in a moment because Kim's preparing because she's in producer mode.
Doing my best.
Now I know what it's like.
Do I need to put
Now I know
another timer?
I know what it's like for Kim and Lewis when I'm in producer mode. I'm sitting here like, whoa, what do I do? But I'm in London, guys. I'm in Richmond, where they filmed Ted Lasso, which I'm a huge fan of the show, and I got to go to his pub and get the biscuits and see it's been very fun. John and I took a day, and then we met with a friend of Meghan Markle's today that I interviewed for my royal documentary, and she was lovely, and boy did she spill some tea. So I've been dealing a lot of royal experts for our royal docs. Get ready. It's been lovely out here. I want to come back. I had so much fun meeting the fans on was it Saturday afternoon rather? My gosh, the loveliest fans in UK. Anybody who was watching who was there. My wife and I had such a pleasure meeting you, and we want to do it again. So we are going to do it again.
Sounds good. Okay. Let me get this
good?
queued up. You ready to go? Okay, we're gonna go to Black
Same
Room for the
time?
intro, and we'll be
Do
right
it
back.
teased.
Stay where we
I'll
are.
do it teased.
Okay.
And then you'll know when to hit the button. Ready? Here we go. Oh man, things just got so much worse for Diddy, and apparently it's on video.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet. It's Kim, and I am here with Lewis from Nerd Report and Andy in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have just had a show talking about the new lawsuit that has been filed against Sean Combs, and this one is brutal, absolutely brutal. And I've had to kind of take some information and censor it a bit so that it's more appropriate for YouTube. And I hope that is all right. Oh crap, I didn't fix you on this screen, Andy. Oh no, we're gonna have to do it again. Oh no, I don't know how to get you guys both fit.
Just shrink us. You can also, if you move your Zoom window, your actual Zoom window, lift it up vertically instead of horizontally, and we're gonna go we're gonna go on top of each other. Watch. The window that we're on in Zoom, is it full screen?
I am just getting it done.
There. Yeah, see?
I love
Look at her.
there was somebody in
I
the
threw
chat
her in
that
the
said
deep
this whole
end.
stream has been a hot mess, and yes, it has. And thank you for your patience. We are
Throwing,
doing the best we
throwing her in
can.
the deep end so she learns. How else do people learn, folks?
Let me
Give
know if I
Kim
need
Story
to
of
do
my
another
life.
time.
Story of my
Now
life.
go back to that. Yeah, and then now it's a little, yeah, that's the best way. Now you got it.
There
Look at
we
her.
go.
She's this is maybe annoying for some viewers, but then you're just
I'm very
impatient.
sorry.
Sometimes people got to learn. And now Kim's going to be like a pro like me. I can't wait. Lewis, you're next. I've left all my settings in your OBS. I think you're getting pretty close.
Okay.
OBS magic.
All right. Are you ready to go,
All right.
Andy?
We're going to do one more code, Lewis, if you don't mind. 13105.
3105.
But you have a Telegram open.
Okay. All right. Andy, you do the sizzle when you're ready.
Yep, there we go. It just got a lot worse for Diddy, and it's on videotape.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am It's Kim, and I am here with Lewis from Nerd Report and Andy, who is in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us. We are just going over a new lawsuit that has been filed against Sean Combs, adding to his long list of legal troubles right now. And this one is pretty brutal. I've had to censor a bit of it just so that it is appropriate for YouTube, and I apologize. We are going to have to use trigger words and things of that nature. But yes, Sean Combs has been accused of violently R-ing a woman and filming the attack in 2001. So, according to the court documents obtained by TMZ on Tuesday, Talia Graves claimed the I'll Be Missing You musician and his head of security, Joseph Sherman, lured her to the Bad Boy record studio in New York, where they both unfortunately SA'd her. She was 25 at the time and detailed that she was dating one of Combs's employees when the music mogul asked her to meet up at the studio. When she arrived at the office, Combs and Sherman allegedly cornered her, gave her a drink, likely laced with a substance that eventually caused her to lose consciousness, and then she woke up restrained and things were happening to her against her will, and it is absolutely vicious. It is brutal. It is horrible, and she has gone through extensive therapy, and she's had some physical issues. She has severe depression, anxiety, panic attacks, all these types of issues. She has really, really suffered through this. However, she did not report what happened out of fear of retaliation from Combs, which is a common theme we have been hearing from others who have accused Combs of crimes. And she also claims that he did threaten her. She has said that her trauma was kind of brought back to the surface last year in November when she learned that her ex saw the tape. And I have a section here of the lawsuit that gets into this, that she basically discovered that Sherman had a history of taking these tapes and then selling them. And a Bad Boy artist later corroborated in a text message that Sherman used to sell P of him doing this to chicks and that he did it to a lot of women. So it's very, very disturbing and it's very difficult to talk about. It was very hard for me to read and to go through, and I know it's been for a lot of people. And then after that happened, we also got to see a press conference from Ms. Graves' lawyer, and Gloria Allred, who will be representing her in this case. And she did give an overview of the case as well, but there were also a lot of questions that were asked that she really couldn't answer. So it was a difficult press conference, and it was. I'm sorry, Andy, are you all right?
Yeah, please ignore me. Keep going.
I'm
I had to let
Oh, sorry.
I'll trim that. Keep going. Someone had to walk by.
Someone had to walk. Okay, no worries, no worries. No, it was a very intense press conference. There were a lot of questions asked that could not be answered, but we have definitely now seen her. She was so brave, Ms. Graves, to speak to the media about her experience and share about what's happened to her, the pain she's experienced, and how it has affected her. And it was very moving. It was very, very moving. So I go back to you two now. What are your feelings on this? What are you thinking about all of it? And what are your takes?
Well, look, I didn't see the press conference. I watched your recap, but I wanted to bring up a point that I think is important, which is, I saw commenters like, oh, she's doing it for the money. I don't think there's going to be a lot of money left. I don't think there's going to be a lot of money left. I don't think people are doing this for the money at this point. The fact that she waited till this lawsuit got so serious and now he's behind bars, to me, is incredibly telling. And I think, as we warned, Kim, right, more people are going to be coming. And I think the floodgates are starting to open. Gloria Allred, you said, even was asked, are there more people coming? And she said, well, she sort of alluded yes, but couldn't actually say it. And I think that's the big takeaway here. Like, this is the dam breaking, in my opinion. And look, you don't do a case like this unless you know that there's evidence to support the video evidence. I think it would be incredibly risky for Gloria Allred and everybody else. And I think you said that earlier, Lewis, but it'd be incredibly risky for her to put it out there and say there's video evidence and not have evidence to prove that. You know what I mean? So this goes along with everything we've heard about Diddy. This falls along the same with all the other stories, and it's horrifying. And I'm sorry you had to read it. The chat had to see it. The details sound horrific. It's intense, but I think it's really important to remember, one, he's behind bars now, right? And he's not coming out until trial. That's going to make a lot more people feeling more comfortable. And I think that's valid, especially if this is what you've been. So if they've been afraid of him, like so many people are, now's finally the chance where you might feel, okay, now's my chance to take a shot and really get the truth out. And this idea that it's for money, I don't know, man. I don't think that's what it is in this case anymore. I think at this point, we are putting a monster away. I don't think there's going to be enough money to handle all the many lawsuits that it has. And I think this seems incredibly credible. We will see. Obviously, Diddy has his day in court, whether we like it or not. But he's lost all credibility in my mind after we saw that Cassie video and then lied on it, saying that she was a clout chasing, blah, 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 blah. This man is a monster. He will hide anything he can to avoid the truth. We are seeing more and more evidence drop every single day, not only about him, but other celebrities that are so nervous about what they did behind closed doors on those videos. So I think this is the beginning of a massive storm. I think a lot of people are bunkering down, thinking that they might survive it, and we'll see. But this is a huge one. From what I've gathered and what you guys have reported and what we're seeing so far, this is a horrifying one that seems incredibly credible that Diddy needs to be very nervous about. Because again, we always say, well, it's he said, she said, what's the proof? If they have texts and even the video itself and all this stuff to corroborate that this video has been making the rounds amongst people or being sold with her restrained, etc. I mean, this dude might need the death penalty. I don't know if that's enough for this guy. I almost want him to rot in a cell of some kind. But Lewis, do you agree? Do you really think there's a version of this where someone thinks they're going to be able to still make money now that he's put away with the amount of legal bills and countless other lawsuits and probably claims he's going to be facing? Do you think that's realistic at this point?
No, and I think Talia was briefed on this. I do feel that she wants history to be told. And from what I saw for the press conference, of course, I don't know her. I don't know the evidence. I don't have it. The trial hasn't started. But if this is all true, I'm sure Gloria Allred briefed her and said, look, you're going to sue him for X, but he's going to have negative X amount of money in the bank after this. We saw the guy that's accusing him from the jail the other day, you reported on $100 million, right? That's not even what he could afford for bail. His bail was $50 million, right? So let's say he's worth $1 billion. That's already at least 15% of his life savings down the tube. Can win, and the lawsuit, whatever amount of money it is, he's not going to have the money. And they're not going to, what could they do? Here, sweep the jail cells until you pay it off? No, because look, here's the reality. Tomorrow, the day after, I'm going to bet you there's going to be another lawsuit. And Gloria Allred alluded to it. Gloria Allred pretty much confirmed there are more. So that's the bottom line. I think this is about setting the record straight that she was a victim of this entire situation. Now, there's got to be consensual written down stuff for the adult videos. That's got to be they got to ask about that. And I'm very surprised, Kim and Andy, that she was allowed to speak. That is very telling. Usually the lawyer is going to say, stay quiet over there. That means to me, if I was Gloria Allred, who's no slouch, this is all legit. Just speak your mind, girl, because Gloria Allred knows she's not going to mess up, because with the truth, you can't mess up, right? I'm shocked she spoke.
He's not in a place to settle with anybody right now. Like that
No.
just isn't going to happen. So again, this idea that it's money, I think you're spot on. I think letting her speak, it's another good point, because that can risk a case. It may not even be about winning the case. It may just be about the pressure, right? And giving the feds more ammo is what I sense what's happening here. And there may be a class action suit with multiple women who come forward to combine efforts. We may see it. But I agree with you, Lewis. I would not be shocked if we don't start seeing more and more of these lawsuits by the days. And we need to take each one as seriously and give it as much attention so we can really see how heavy this gets. And I imagine, Kim, what your final thoughts are, but I imagine this is going to get a lot heavier.
I'm sorry, can you just repeat your last sentence there? You kind of cut out for me a little bit.
I think this is going to get a lot heavier. Do you agree?
Yes, I think it is. I think as more specifics come out, and we learn more about what has happened in the past, and more people feel more confident to come forward, we're going to learn more and more and more, and it's
Stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. We will keep you posted. I think this is the tip of an iceberg. They said it in the lawsuit. They said it in the lawsuit when the feds were there. This is the tip, and a lot more is coming. And I'm very curious who else knew. I think so